like how does rumors about a man like that get to him? First of all, second, when he showed up at the grocery store with a bloody hand and just stared for no fucking reason, why was his hand bloody? Why was he staring at him like that? And third, he creeped into the guy's house and almost murdered the robbers with the shovel that they were talking about.
Well, no, technically, he didn't.
He has experience.
No.
I believe this.
Hey guys, welcome to the Shade Cinema Podcast. I'm Chris, and these are my wonderful guests. They're showing each other some stuff over there.
Fuck you, bitch!
Today we're going to be doing the Christmas special. It's going to be on Home Alone. And you're probably wondering, how the fuck are we going to dissect Home Alone? But we have figured it out, my friends. So we're going to start off with a quick intro as to what the movie is. If you don't know what Home Alone is...
Get a life.
Yeah, like I have no idea.
Before the intro, I actually want to give out the gifts, if possible.
Oh, before the intro.
Before the intro.
Why?
I'm already
To
scared.
spice it up.
Is it like a...
It's
I already figured out one thing.
very beautiful, and some gifts are sponsored.
Go ahead.
Wait, what do you think is it?
So
I figured out one of the
first
things.
beautiful gift
Knowing Sevan.
is, since you used a lot of sound effects,
I beg your pardon.
it is my favorite, the screaming goat.
That was not me.
The beautiful screaming goat, if you would like.
Where'd you buy this?
Wait, how does it work?
You just click on it. Just Oh my god, what was that? You know what? The other ones I'll keep it
For later.
sponsor side. For the sponsors, yes.
Sponsors.
Yes, you shall see.
Wait, he's getting paid
Daddy.
for this?
I am
So yeah, Home Alone. Very simple movie. It's a kid who's home alone after his family leaves him. And they go to Paris, and there's these two robbers who rob his house, and he has to set up traps and stuff for the robbers, and that's what he does. Some of the traps are like very deadly, like the one where
The nail in the stairs?
well, that's not deadly. Well, it could if it's infected.
How about the fucking paint cans?
The paint can to the
Iron.
face. It's like a
Tarantula.
it's like a concussion right to the face.
I swear to ain't no way he did that alone. He literally actually he can.
Well,
Wait,
he was
what?
He literally tied a rope, like he tied the paint cans to a rope,
Yeah.
threw him off his fucking thing. What's it called?
Yeah.
Off his stairs.
The railing, yeah.
He was like, ha, okay, let me kill these motherfuckers, bro. Like right away.
Man's a smart. He had a whole game plan.
Yeah.
Shall see when he rolled
Motherfucker's
it out.
ruthless.
So the paint can was devastating. The crowbar, when he got the crowbar to the chest,
Mhm.
Oh,
Crowbar to the chest.
that was
like
beautiful.
when he put his hand on the fucking, what is it
Yeah.
called?
On the door.
On the door handle.
knob.
The doorknob.
The door knob.
The knob. Oh, I can't remember.
He burned his hand or something?
Yeah,
He burned his hand.
But
Yeah.
what does that have to do with the crowbar?
Nothing. I'm just talking about
Why did you guys bring up the crowbar then?
because he got hit with the crowbar.
Yeah, when he tried killing the
Yeah,
spider.
that's
Okay,
also
okay,
part-
yeah.
That was beautiful.
That was amazing.
That was the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
But I think as a whole, if you just watch the movie as like a regular, what is it called? A regular movie, it's very quick, or just as like a kid's movie, it's very quick to just dissociate a lot of the messages and stuff that's in the movie. But if you actually like watch
Dissect.
it and dissect it with like an analytical mind, you're very quick to be like, oh, okay, this is interesting. Like I picked up on that. I didn't pick up on this the first time, for example.
Okay.
So one of the things I noticed early on is the way his family treated Kevin. So like, what were some of the things you noticed about like Kevin at the beginning of the movie?
The beginning was so sad. The way his whole family was just ganging up on him and just calling him the most like rudest, being so rude and mean to him, and he was just like pushed in a corner.
Stop ganging up. I know I thought about that sound effect and I forgot to put it in.
Oh, you didn't put it.
I didn't forget.
Fuck.
Stop ganging up on me!
Oh, that would have been so good. Oh, man.
It's okay.
I didn't even think about that. Go ahead. Go on.
I mean, that's pretty much it. When was it? I think at the end when he created the whole mess and like the milk fell and the Pepsi went on the pizza, and after they were cleaning, what was it right after that the uncle was like, "Look what you did, you jerk," or something, or he said
Yeah.
like something so mean.
I love that. I love that line, by the way. It was the best line
Look what
that
you
I've
did,
actually-
you little.
Yeah, but
jerk.
They can't say anything that is like so bad. Like he.
Well,
would-
obviously,
Like the uncle would have said, "Look what you did, you little shit." Like
Yeah, but it's a
that would have
fucking-
been the
Like,
line.
you
it's
fucker.
it's a G
Exactly.
G-rated movie. But I think I heard a shit at some point in the movie. I forget exactly where.
They forgot to censor that out.
Shit.
They put it. They put it in the script. They're like, "Shit."
Dude, I don't know why I was expecting the robbers, especially like when they were trying to get into the house, like when they were on the fucking floor, like screaming to like shout "fuck" at some point.
Because-
Oh, big time! I'm like,
Well, Joe Pesci was original. Like he would swear a lot on stage, so they told him to just
Oh.
replace it with other shit. So he just go. That's why he was doing that the whole movie. But yeah, what else did you notice?
in the beginning,
Yeah.
like how he was being treated.
Yeah,
I noticed that like
like
the
not just
fucking-
like not. There's something about Kevin himself, or not just how he was treated.
he always acts like he's the victim. He acts like he's sort of the odd man out, I guess, in the family. Like he's different, you know. What was the thing that Paolo said early, like last podcast? Like main character syndrome. Like that's him.
What do you mean by that?
Like he basically thinks he's in the center of his own world, and like everything that happens is never because of him. And when people start ganging up on him, he's like, "Fuck! I just hate everyone because everybody thinks that I'm responsible."
Yeah, to be
Why are
honest,
you laughing?
to be
But
honest,
he's
I'm
a
gonna back
kid,
that
though.
up
He
as
just-
well.
Stop ganging up on me. Sorry.
He just needed help to do his suitcase. and
Oh, no,
nobody
don't get
was
me wrong.
helping
Like I
him.
don't think he's necessarily like he's not responsible or anything. But I just like the mindset, you know, is that
How old is Kevin?
He was
Eight.
in the
How old-
movie is
he was-
8.
He's 8 years old.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. No, the parents are like a piece of shit.
No, I'm not gonna talk
Pieces
about
of
the parents
shit.
right now.
I mean, the parents are not bad. They're not that
No,
bad.
Well-
dude, the parents like were staring at him and like literally called him a shit for getting angry at a kid,
Well,
and blamed him for the fucking mess that they made.
Yeah.
what do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? The fucking coke that spilled on the
What do you
pizza is
mean?
like, look what you did. I'm like, that was fucking you, bro. Don't blame it on me. No, like, bro,
Well-
you're
well, he
blaming
pushed-
an 8-year-old kid,
He pushed.
a kid that's 2 times bigger than him.
Actually, he pushed his brother.
He's brother.
Okay.
Who was pissing
My,
him
my
off?
guy
Literally.
Buzz. My guy
My
Buzz.
guy's Buzz.
His
He looks
Bruh.
like a Buzz.
Bros. Oh, his treatment at the very beginning, like all of his family fucking hates him as well. Like you can actually see his brother kicking out of his room because he just wanted to sleep in his brother's room
But why? But
My
why does
guy's
his?
Buzz.
But here's a big question: why does his family hate him?
because he's a snobby little rat. Like
Oh.
no, I think that's one of the actual like lines in the script that he's a disease.
Kevin, you're the.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was one of the kids I was saying. Wait,
Yeah.
are you asking why the other kids hate him?
Just the
Or
family as a whole.
the family as a whole. I think it's really just because he's like one of the younger ones there, and he always needs to be treated.
Yeah.
So it's like people just don't feel like taking care of him, and they're like, "Oh, you're just an annoying shit because you're like just there," you know? It's like,
Mhm.
Oh, they had to take care of him. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, like he's 8 years old, he can't do anything, and they're like, "Oh, fucking grow up," you know? It's like figure it out on you by yourself. But
Yeah.
like, he's a kid, you know?
Yeah,
Everybody
but
hates
I
it
thi-
'cause it. Yeah,
That's what I found in the movie was that like they were kind of treating him like dog shit because he wasn't actually competent in his whatever. You know, like what was it? Like one of the girls is like, you know what they call you in France, les incompetents. I think when it comes to Kevin, his family just see him as an incompetent person, so someone who needs to always be taken care of, and therefore like he's never gonna be able to break out of his shell.
Mhm.
Like he's never gonna be able to bust through like the walls and whatever. So they see him as a nuisance because he doesn't get his way, so he like pushes a kid or whatever and like spills soda and stuff all over. Oh, wait, hold on. Spills soda all over the.
Joey, my homie Joey making an appearance.
He spills soda all over the passports because remember they spilled it all over the passports. Then he broke a bunch of other stuff. A bunch of people got hurt.
You know, actually, one of the reasons
Some
why
people got hurt.
one of the reasons why he actually went into the whole family went into the airport in the airplane and everything is because the dad, while the soda actually spilled, the dad actually took the passport and threw it in the trash.
Yeah.
So like he threw his plane ticket, his passport, well Kevin's plane ticket, his passport and everything in the trash.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
You can
You didn't
actually
notice, like
see
when
it.
he was cleaning it,
Put it right over here. Like right over here, please. Thank you.
he's just gonna put a comment saying "fuck you, Seven" or
Daddy.
something.
Just right over here. This big, this wide.
I'm just gonna
okay?
put
Just
like and
right over
subscribe.
here. Do not forget about this. Please. Thank you.
Regarding that passport scene, I'm trying to remember were everyone's passports there and he just threw his, or it was only Kevin's that was there and he just threw his?
Okay,
Because
so-
that makes a huge difference.
So Kevin's passport was the only one apparently.
I didn't
So-
notice that actually that they threw away the passport.
Yeah, so whenever there was like a soda that actually spilled on the plate, and don't do it again. No, please. Whenever there was like the soda on the plate and everything, on the left side you can actually see that there was the passport, there was a bunch of napkins and the passport. So he just took it all, threw it in the garbage, and in the garbage you can actually see whenever he throws it in, you can see
It's the little things in those old movies
exactly
that you don't notice. Like there's not that much effort put in nowadays, I guess.
Yeah.
What were the different reactions between Kevin and his family about Kevin being home alone?
Like, what bothered me was how much the mom was freaking out, but the dad was I found him to be a bit too chill about the whole situation.
You didn't give a fuck.
Not at all. It's like,
No, it's not that he didn't give a fuck. I think it was more just like he was there to calm her down.
No,
a bit,
I think
guess.
you're wrong.
No,
The
it's,
dad
his
literally
his
like
dad
left the mom at the airport, and
He's like,
he
"I'm-
literally went to chill with his family.
Okay,
With
but
his ham.
wait. First of all,
With
who's
his
gonna take care of
ham.
all those kids?
Hamilton.
I mean, the uncle and the aunt were there.
Yeah, sure, but I mean,
But-
first of all, because there were no spaces on the flight either.
Yeah, well,
So
he's
it's just gonna make things more
yeah.
complicated if you join them.
not just that, but also you needed someone who was with that side of the family.
Yeah.
Everyone's staying
Yeah,
together.
exactly, because they have 3 kids.
You only needed one person to go, but then it turns out that when
They
she
ended up
she
yeah.
came in, and then they ended up coming in like 10
Yeah.
seconds.
Actually,
later.
it's pretty fun because me and Anita we just finished watching the movie. Because I kind of like forgot about the ending, and I'm like, oh, when the mom got home, it's like she went through all this journey. Imagine if like they arrive at the exact same time and they came in. I'm like, oh my god, that's actually so funny.
To be honest, I'm gonna disagree with you like right away as well.
Okay.
Dad did not give a single shit because he literally imagine your kid is home alone, and you tell your wife, "Yo, stay in the airport, try to get a flight. I'm gonna go chill with my other family in Paris."
Dude, okay, like fucking.
That's
That
how they.
that doesn't mean that he
portrayed
doesn't
it.
give a shit though.
But that's how they portrayed it as well.
The telephone scene where the mom and a couple of the kids were at like the phone booth trying to get help or reach out. Like, where was the dad?
Where the fuck was the dad?
Where was he?
You actually, no, actually, no. You're
He was having a
100%
cigarette.
right.
The smoke break.
No, he's probably so stressed about the situation. He was like,
You're acting like as if he was on drugs.
I don't think he was.
But it's the
stressed
80s,
at
so
What is drugs?
all. That guy's Armenian as well. Fucking hell.
no, he's not.
Yeah,
he is.
The
Yeah,
dad.
No,
What?
Who?
What is drugs?
Oh, fuck. Sorry, we were talking about the dad, bro. I'm sorry.
Stop it. Get some help.
about the rest of the family as well. You can see in one of the cutscenes that there was Buzz, the brother, and the sister, which I completely fucking forgot her name.
I don't think they ever mention in the movie.
Yes, yes, they do twice. One of them, she's in the cutscene.
That doesn't count.
Okay. But you can actually see the sister being worried about Kevin being home alone, and Buzz is like, "Who cares? He needs to be in the real world,
Yes.
or
Like a
something
man."
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a man.
And then he comes back home, and then he finds out, wait, he did groceries?
Yeah.
He can't even tie his own shoes. It's like this guy just thinks that he's just gonna like starve to death in 2 days.
My guy bought a whole fucking chicken, and the cashiers didn't say shit.
Okay, we talk about like the cashier's reaction.
Like,
She's like, first of all, she's like shocked because it's a little kid. I'm like, everybody would be. And she's like, "Where's your parents?" He's like, "They're here and they're there." He's like, "Okay," and then like she starts asking more questions. And then she's like, "Where do you live?" I'm like, "Why are you asking a kid that?"
bro, to be honest, like when I was at Bureau en Gros, when I,
Plug. Is that the sponsor?
no, that's not the sponsor. No. The sponsor is a little bit better. If I saw a little kid buying some like electronics and shit,
You would ask where he lives.
yeah. Where do you live? What is your home address? What is your sin number? No, I'm just kidding. No.
What's your zodiac sign?
Yeah, that's the first question ever. That's the first question ever. What's your zodiac sign? Chris, what's your zodiac sign? Oh.
Completely unrelated. I thought he was going to talk about something else. I thought he was going to say how when after the cashier scanned like
That's
the
not
so
unrelated.
many items, the total was only $19.
Yeah, there's
Wait,
that
what?
too. Yeah, the total was 19 and something. I'm like, yo, you bought like a fucking week's worth of food. That was $19.
Inflation.
No, like there's no way.
And toys for the
If you
kids.
if you go to Costco, it costs the same amount.
What year was it really created, by the way? In 1990 something.
1980s.
Like
bro.
1936. I
So
know, I
we-
was just
we just
shocked.
hate the
Because then the
fucking
pizza,
cashier.
they bought like fucking 30,000 pizzas and that was like $100. I'm like, anyways,
No,
just-
no.
It was-
Look,
it was
12
123. It
12 pizzas. For how much?
was 123.
Okay.
That's like each one
That's-
was like a family size pizza.
Yeah, to be honest, like if
That's,
the movie's actually created in
Now it's like
1980s, 1980s, 1990, I don't really know.
No. Like, yeah, I agree that it's normal. It's just like shocking, you know. Like, I feel like I pay that much for 2 pizzas nowadays.
120. Ben, no.
No, I'm exaggerating.
Maybe-
Obviously,
maybe
but it's
4.
like I'm just saying that's what it feels like. I feel like I'm emptying my pockets every time I'm buying like pizza for
You're
like a
ordering
gang
a
of people.
pizza.
Actually, my best friend, hi Tina. She bought me this for my birthday.
She did.
Yeah, it's the Screaming Goat, bro.
Like the one from Thor, because they had this screen.
Yes, the ones from Thor. Yeah, technically he is right. Technically,
saw that
you are
movie though, right?
Yes, I actually. That's the only Thor movie I've actually seen. By the way,
That's sad.
I don't watch Marvel. Don't fucking bully me. Fucking.
We were talking about the second cashier, the one at the grocery store, but there was the first one with the toothbrush incident.
Yeah.
She didn't give a fuck either
No, she gave a fuck. That's why they literally ran after Kevin
for the robbery.
literally 2 minutes just for a fucking toothbrush.
Yeah, but she didn't care that he
Bro,
was a
to be honest, he
child.
asked the dumb question.
No.
Is this an
no.
American?
It's a dental association approved.
Smartest question I've ever seen in my life.
Honestly, it's like.
He really wants to know.
He cares
He's
about
very
his teeth.
hygienic.
He
Oh
cares
wait,
about
sorry.
his
Can we
teeth.
bring up the fact that the man had the bloody hand?
Oh yeah.
What
Yeah,
the
because-
fuck?
yeah,
What was the
because
point of that?
He was shoveling
Oh.
and he got too tired of shoveling.
I think that was probably something they put into the movie, but then they forgot to address it later.
most probably.
Yo, it's
You're right.
I thought about it. I'm like, wait, what was the fucking point? I'm like, is this supposed to be a reference that like he got nailed and that he's like the Jesus of the story?
He got nailed. So the difference I think in the reaction is like Kevin was having like the time of his life. If you look at it, is like I'm home alone. They forgot me here, and then he goes, "That's weird, right?" Because he's a kid. He's like jumping on the beds. He's running around doing the screaming thing in the fucking doing the in the in the camera, and then he's shaving. He's eating like junk food and stuff. But then like the families, they're all like panicking and shit. They're all like trying to call everyone, and then like the phone lines broke at the same time, and that's why.
Oh, everything was like perfectly set up so that
Kevin
like there
could
was
be home
there
alone.
was like a clear distinction and that the parents there was no reach.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it was the beauty of how they kind of set everything up, and I thought like again like movies back then they did such a good job at that. Again, the passport. Like slipping down, putting it in the trash can.
Not just that,
line breaking. 'Cause,
The line
like,
breaking, and
the
then
line breaking was it's like it's interesting because like you make the connection with that with the alarm not ringing, but then that causes like
everyone to
chaos
rush.
and everybody to rush, and then it's like it's also because the phone lines don't work, and even the guy went up to the door to the
The
door of
police
the van and mentioned it's like, oh, by the way, like the phone lines aren't working, and she's like, oh, okay, whatever like
It's not even only from that. I don't know if you guys realize, but the head count as well.
the head count, the
The
kid,
head count.
yeah,
That kid
that's
asking
true.
the
Beautiful.
questions. That was my
Beautiful.
favorite scene.
Well-
very
very
well
well
done.
done. Yeah,
Very
yeah.
well done movie, to be honest.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Some stuff were not well done.
yeah. Wait, how did the second? But how did the second one turn out? How was he left home alone again?
He's not left home alone. It's just that like he goes on a different plane.
There,
You
oh
look at the
yes, I
second one.
remember. That's true. And he went to like an abandoned house in New York or something.
Like he went to
right?
New York, and then I think yeah.
And it was
weird.
the mom that came to after him again, and the dad
There's all gonna be in part 2.
The Trump
Hopefully
cameo.
next week.
next week.
no.
No, not next week. Maybe next year.
What growth did you see between like in Kevin from when he went from being like chastised by his family to when his family came back from Paris?
Well, a couple different elements. First one, obviously, independence, and he was pretty responsible. Second one, like the whole scene with the furnace room. So the first time when he went downstairs and he saw like the heating system, and he got so scared. And after, when he just taught himself to, like, when he turned the lights on and he wasn't scared anymore.
Shut up.
A lot of growth on that end, but also I guess more emotional wise, or I won't say empathy, but more emotional when he, as I guess time went on and he started to realize that he actually missed his family, and when he was taking the photo frame and like kissing the members of his family and he missed them, that was pretty cute.
Literally, it took him 3 days to miss his family. By the way, 3 fucking days.
He's like,
He got robbed. He beat up 2 goons.
technically he didn't get robbed. He was getting robbed, but he didn't get robbed.
Yeah, yeah. You're kind of right on that. Other people got robbed though,
Yeah.
And flooded.
and flooded.
Wait, what house
The
did they go?
wet bandits.
What house did they go into?
They went into wet bandits.
The old man's house.
No. Oh yeah. No.
No,
They
no.
didn't go to the old man's
Like
house.
Another house, but the old man was there.
The Florida house?
They actually went to the house that the kid, like, remember at the
Wait, that-
start of the scene,
The
that
head count.
Hold on.
the
that-
head count
The Florida
kid.
house.
Okay,
That's
okay.
the Florida house.
Florida house.
Okay, that makes it way more creepy than that the old man is there.
Well, he most probably told the old man because they met at the church.
No, they didn't actually talk about it at the church. Maybe he
Oh.
just
He
saw
just
it.
heard the chaos. and
Because
stuff.
he was there. He's always there, like putting
Well, if he
salt
saw the
on the
chaos,
street.
then why didn't he report all
Okay.
the other houses?
No, he just saw the chaos, like that
Oh.
night.
Mhm.
He didn't see that the wet bandits were doing the wet bandit thing.
They should have put that in the movie.
He went from not being able to make his own suitcase to then doing his own groceries. He did his laundry. He fed himself. He ordered a pizza. He did all this chaotic shit. And then
He tipped them 20 cents, which was probably like $15
And
in
then he
today's
shot him.
money.
Get out of here, you filthy animal.
And then he literally shot him.
I mean, you can see how much growth there is because he gave that old man advice in the church.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of, I feel like,
Main character syndrome.
no, not even though. It's like, because I remember talking about like stuff like this about, especially with my mom too, growing up. It's like, you'd be surprised how much more kids teach like adults than adults teach kids, you know. And there's like, because their whole viewpoint on life is different from ours, you know. It's like their approach, they see things differently, and it's like it's much more
Pizzazz.
Yeah.
pizzazz, but it's like they're trying to capture everything, right? It's like we're always distracted with everything. We always have our mind on one thing. They're just trying to observe, and like they take everything in. So it's like they see everything in a different light.
They're definitely much more like sponges than we are.
Yeah,
Their
big time,
brains are
Which
big
is-
time, big
which
time.
is
So that's why.
completely normal as well. to
Of
be honest.
course.
Like, especially as a kid as well. Like, I think everybody over here, like, we wanted to be home alone when we were like 10,
for
11,
sure, man.
12, like,
For sure.
and when he like in the movie, it portrays it like perfectly as well. It's a kid's movie. The kid is literally home alone. What happens if he's home alone? Apparently he gets robbed. So that doesn't happen. But
So it's a good message either way, because it's like,
exactly.
so it's like if you're home alone, like it's cool and all, but then like you're the negative parts of it, which are like you're gonna miss your family and you're gonna get robbed.
So some good stuff happens. Like, he can actually eat ice cream and he can watch whatever the fuck he wants.
Can we talk about that ice cream? How fucking perfect the presentation was. He's
big
8.
This big ass
The
ice cream,
scoops, like
so
the
many
fucking
sauces,
ice, like the ball, bro, the fucking ice cream balls, like so perfectly laid out with like the sauce and everything. I'm like, yo,
The sauce?
Well,
yo, dude,
the
like it was like a
syrup,
gourmet fucking dessert
There's,
meal.
Hey yo, the
There's like
sauce.
caramel on it, syrup, bro. It was beautifully presented. And then this guy takes it like this and just shoves it in his fucking boobies.
Yeah, but I think this is like that's sort of like I guess the message from the film is like appreciate what you have, and even though it's a kids movie, it's like mostly like kids need to like learn and
Be
understand
a child
that
forever.
be a child. No, but it's like like you might think one thing, but like turns out the grass is always green on the other side until you're actually on the other side. So it's like sort of a nod to that, and for us too, it's like just appreciate what you have. Like in
Why-
this case, he was
but
he
why
had
do
an
you think-
amazing family. He was
Yeah.
rich.
But why do you think the grass is greener on the other side? Like, why do we think that?
Why do we? Because we don't have it.
So,
right?
so you think like whatever we don't have is like necessarily something we should strive
It's-
to have?
It's something that I find very interesting. That normally people who are poor, are always I feel like are always like happy with what they have, and the richer you get, the more you look to get more things, and the more you I know the expression in Armenian, but basically like when you're eyeing something else, like what your neighbor has,
What's the expression?
like achka zag, like
Oh, it's like it
Yeah.
catches your eye.
basically fuck what's
But
the
like you
word?
just want more and more and more.
Yeah, literally.
I get what you mean.
So yeah, like in
So
this case, it's just
So it's ambition,
yeah.
which leads to
Ambition.
which leads to legacy. Which,
Which leads to legacy. Fuck. yeah. Just appreciate that you're rich, and that's it.
Yeah. Fuck you, Kevin. Fucking little snob.
don't-
Bro, how
what the
big
fuck do
is
their
his
parents do?
Yo,
Yo, how big is that
what
fucking
do you
house?
think? Bro, I was gonna say, how big is his forehead? Are you kidding me? Yo, like what the fuck? Fuck the house, man. I think his forehead is actually bigger
Than the house.
With all due respect.
We don't do shit.
I want to disagree on one thing, because like, okay, yeah, I appreciate that you're rich, but like, he was getting disrespected by his whole family, whether you're poor or you're rich, getting disrespected by your whole family and getting ganged up on.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you need to act like he needs to act like how he actually acted.
When he was home alone, I understand, but again, like you said, we all wish to be home alone, and like when we were kids, we all wished that, and when it happened, we had like our little couple hours of fun. For him, it dragged on for a couple of days. He wasn't doing
He
anything
was literally
crazy,
there for 3 days.
but he
His
wasn't
family
doing
Yeah, but
anything
he doesn't have
crazy.
video
Wait,
games
I'm
either.
sorry.
I
Did you
love
say
it.
he didn't do anything crazy?
Let's say if the robbers weren't a
He
thing.
microwaved fucking mac and cheese.
Bro, no.
That's crazy.
He
was
went
like
grocery
microwavable.
shopping at 8 years old.
Hey, what is he gonna do?
No,
Grocery
He's
shop.
8.
He robbed the fucking store.
Because he was
he stole
What
it.
didn't he do
ran
in
away
2
from the
days?
police. He
Yo,
literally
like-
ran away from
he broke his
He committed a felony.
he broke apart his brother's room.
Looked at
Yeah.
Playboy magazines.
Playboy magazines. Yes.
Oh, that was I think in the second movie.
No, he
that
looked
was
at
the
it and
first.
he just like tossed it aside. You didn't. You don't.
He
There was
He-
the box.
he was
he
supposed to
tried
get the
he tried
money.
to riz his brother's girlfriend.
Oh,
Oh my god.
She was terrifying.
She was very beautiful. I don't know what you're talking about.
Baby girl.
We don't
yo, the smile of the.
Or the braces.
Yeah, I don't know what they do for a living. What do you think they do for a living?
Ooh. That's a very good question.
They sell drugs.
No, they're
But
too
Auden,
white.
but Auden.
What is drugs?
They probably either have their own company or the father's probably like a finance VP or something in a big firm.
Or a CPA.
See, I was gonna go the opposite fucking way. I was gonna say that the dad's like a dentist.
Maybe that's why he asked
Shout out
if
to
the
Raphael.
toothbrush was
Oh,
Exactly.
because he cared about this. 'cause he-
exactly.
I love where this is unraveling now. We're like diving
Exactly.
deep into like the characters.
And the mom, to be honest, what I can actually
She's
see,
probably like a businesswoman.
She's a businesswoman.
She would be the businesswoman.
She looks like a partner at a huge firm.
I wouldn't
Probably
say
she wears
huge.
the way she rocks those suits.
To be honest, I wouldn't say huge. One of the reasons why is because the way that she actually reacted towards the telephone when she was trying to call home. I understand that you're freaking the fuck out, but
No, she seems assertive.
she seems very, very assertive.
Okay,
which
so
is-
how is
Yeah.
that not a not for her being a partner at a big firm?
fuck.
It's like,
I think it's crazy that they have 5 kids. That's pretty crazy. I was like, what the fuck? They have 5 kids? I thought
thought
all
they had
those.
3.
All I thought no, they have
Okay.
5.
Who are the other 5? Who are the other 2? What the fuck am I talking about? They
There's
have
2.
Buzz.
There's 2 girls and
3 guys.
3 boys.
Yeah, they have Kevin, Buzz, which is the oldest.
The one,
The girl that
the
was
girl that
actually
girl-
called her.
married.
the girl who's a
Ein
redhead, the girl
Kompetang.
who's a brunette, and then the boy
the
who's
redhead as well.
the 2. Yeah.
And the guy
thought they
who
were
had the
cousins.
tarantula.
No, the cousins.
But the tarantula wasn't that Buzz.
That's Buzz.
No, it was the other guy.
No.
'cause the
Tarantula-
guy-
Tarantula is Buzz.
Wasn't it the guy with the
Because they live
glasses?
at the
Because he
same
was
house.
asking.
No, the kid with the glasses was the little kid. Was the kid who
Yeah.
was gonna wet himself?
Yes,
No,
exactly.
not him.
That's
There was
the
another
cousin.
one. Buzz's friend.
Because he was asking
Who's
who's
in a
going
room.
to take care
Remember
of
he was
the...
talking about? Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, well, the one who was asking who's going to take care of the tarantula.
I have no idea. Who knows?
That-
Who cares?
Yeah, yeah.
How can you forget one of your kids? That's what I.
That's
don't
another
understand.
thing. We're moving around everywhere, and then like they find out that they forgot the kid, and like
No, I love how long it took them to realize that Miss Kevin was missing when they were in the plane. It's like, what else did we forget? The garage door was open.
oh,
Like,
okay.
No, that's not it.
It's
And they're
not it.
like,
The dad didn't give a
Kevin!
shit. The dad did not give a single shit. He's like, yeah, it's
it's okay.
fucking
The garage
door.
door's
I don't ca-
open. Don't
I
worry
care."
about it. He can take the car. He can drive here.
He literally did not want to hear his wife nagging the whole
That was
plane
it,
ride.
huh?
That was
He
literally
just didn't
it.
want to deal with
He's
it.
like, okay, the garage door. Yeah, that's literally it. Shut up. like that's literally what he wants to say.
Do you think that Kevin would like have grown out of his incompetence eventually? Like if
he wasn't Home Alone.
If he wasn't Home Alone.
I do not think so. I do not think so.
Dude.
In my opinion.
I mean,
I do not think so.
no, of
there-
course. Like,
Okay, the stuff that he
What do you
actually
mean by
went
that?
through, of course, like if it was a regular, I was gonna say regular human, if it was a regular like child that actually went through that, like okay, yeah, I understand that, but it's a fucking movie, guys.
No, it's real.
This is
it's
real.
real to
This
be.
is real life. Disagree with me since you're disagreeing a lot with me today.
Well, yeah, because fucking you're wrong.
Great answer.
I mean, he's a fucking kid. Like, listen, I feel like this is just something you said. Working out of his incompetence, is that the question?
Like would he have gotten out of the incompetence? Like, because he at the earlier part of the movie, he basically didn't have any skills or he didn't know how to do anything. But then by the end of the movie, he knew how to do pretty much everything.
You learn
in
everything at some
3
point in your
days.
life. He
Have
learned
a
it in 3 days
counter.
because he was alone. But at the end of the day, of course he's gonna fucking learn it. He's not gonna be 34 and still not know how to fucking tie a shoelace.
No, I get that, but like I don't.
I'm
think
saying
any
I'm saying in
8-year-old
general.
could
I'm
ever
saying
do
in
that.
general, like what,
Sure, but he's asking like if he would get out of it.
like I'm
eventually.
saying in general, like in self-reliance, like
I-
general self-reliance. Would he have eventually been able to like break out of that?
100%. Like, listen, dude. If I was 8 years old, I'm not saying if I went through his exact same thing, but if something happened to me when I was younger, like I would have just been where I am now sooner.
I have a
You would've been
7-year-old
crying.
cousin. I have a 7-year-old cousin. No way.
Okay, but
This
wait,
motherfucker
just
is not
wait
going
though.
shopping alone. Okay.
Just wait. We're not saying when he's 8, bro.
Just wait until he's home
fucking-
alone and I try to rob.
Let's recreate this.
Robbers
whole
are
thing.
here. Merry Christmas. Let's say to me. Let's see how
It's
accurate the
Santa
movie
Claus.
was. Oh man.
I don't know who I disagree with necessarily, but I find him to be very competent. But because if he wasn't competent before, he would never like be as quick-witted and come up with these like fast ideas to, I don't know, to prevent the robbing from happening. For example, even from the beginning, when he was like taking his shower, he was combing his hair and he was applying the products that these products aren't meant for kids. But like
And
the
he was
fact that he was
talking about it.
he knew what they were. He knew how to put them on his face. Like he's clearly observant. He looks at what his family does. He watched that old classic movie, and
The
he-
rubbish movie. That's what he called
Keep the
it.
Change, You Filthy Animals movie.
rubbish. Come stop me.
And he was so immersed by it, and like when he needed to use the lines to like order a pizza or then prevent the robbing from happening, like again, just he was just so quick-witted. So I feel like he was competent from the start. Maybe he just needed to be pushed.
We were talking about surrogate father figures. It's the guy in the movie.
Oh, the guy with the
Yeah.
I think that eventually he would have, but it would have taken a lot longer because, I think being thrown to the wolves in a way is a good way to like push someone's limits, and I think his limits definitely got pushed in that situation. Obviously, he's like a lot smarter than most kids his age. He's not a complete dipshit. He doesn't spend like too much time doing garbage. Like he spends his time relatively productively.
Actually, well, no, that's a good analogy though. Being thrown in the wolves. You know the saying like
The two wolves.
None of the like don't cry like the boy
Who Cries Wolf.
So he was the boy who cries wolf, and he was then thrown into the wolves, and now he was a grown man at the age of 8.
giving other old men
You got some
advice.
big. Kevin has some big fucking balls, by the way. Holy shit!
And
As an 8-year-old.
And speaking of old,
Hey,
hey yo,
no, but in my opinion as well, if he was even 16 or 17, I don't think he would have. Like,
do you
even-
think he would have been too spoiled to
Yes.
gotten out of that situation?
Yes, in my opinion, yes. I think he would need to be at around like maybe 20 or 21.
To be left home alone?
No, not to be left home alone. Movie.
Home Alone, 1989.
Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. But no, I think at least 20 or 21 years old for him to actually go ahead and pursue his life correctly.
Okay.
Actually, sorry, this has nothing to do with
Like
what we were
imagine
just
if
talking about.
nothing happened.
Yeah,
Like if nothing happened. In
yeah,
my
like
opinion, I
sure,
think he's
maybe,
gonna-
but like it also falls on like the parents how shitty they were.
Fuck
And,
yes.
like they were. So like another thing I just noticed, because it's also the case in the second movie, but like how bad their parenting was. Like when they were rushing at the airport, they were the first ones in the pack, so the kids were following them, running. Who does that?
Worst thing to do.
They're like not even paying. I just gotta catch that fucking plane.
Yeah.
Like I don't care about my kids, you know.
Well, not just that, but usually you have one person in the front, one person in the back to,
Yeah,
to
but
make sure
they were
everyone's
both just fucking
bolting.
and was it the
Actually-
brother?
Actually,
Like-
to be honest, if you look at it, all the parents were actually bolting in the front.
oh yeah, no, exactly. Like,
But we're not talking about the second movie, are we now?
No, but I'm saying in the first one too, they were doing that.
Mhm. Everyone was just following the parents.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
No, whatever.
I was also gonna say Kevin is literally so
Hot.
like big IQ, by the way, like huge IQ. This guy cut a tree and put it in his own fucking house
And decorated it. I'm telling you,
and
he's so
decorated it. Bro,
competent.
no, this guy had too much time in his hands.
Well,
There
he
was
had,
something
he had
wrong
no
with
jo-
this guy.
He didn't have a job.
Shit. He didn't have school either, apparently.
I
Fuck,
mean, it's
man,
Christmas
look at this.
break.
Yeah,
That's
but dude,
cool.
he sawed a tree by himself.
And the robbers saw him. He was like, they're like, instead of them saying what the fuck, they're like, he's alone.
That part in the airport where the mom, or like, she just really wants to get on the flight back home, and she said something like, "I will sell my soul" or something.
What the fuck?
If I
Yeah,
have to
she
sell
said
my
that.
soul to the devil, I would do it.
I would do
Oh
it.
my God.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Calm
whoa.
the fuck down, bro. You're gonna get home in like 2 days.
Well, no, it makes sense.
Like,
Her
what the
reaction,
fuck?
bro. She's a mom, like without her
Yes.
son.
Yes.
Like, yeah, like makes sense.
But you actually,
Just because
speaking
you've been
about
neglected.
the job thing. Remember when she was trying to pawn off her like jewelry and stuff to the other woman to like get her plane ticket, and she wanted to sell her watch or something, and the woman's like, "Is this a Rolex?" She's like, "Do you think it's a Rolex?" So clearly it's not a Rolex.
Exactly.
So,
So she
is she
broke.
maybe not a partner at a firm?
Well, no, she spent
No,
all
she
her
can
money
still-
on the house.
She can still be a partner.
And
And,
kids.
and the two cars.
And have a fake
and two
Rolex.
kids.
And
Yeah.
that big ass bed.
Maybe she
And
doesn't
the-
have like.
How
20K.
big was that apartment in fucking Paris, bro?
Oh, the view, La Tour Eiffel
Jesus.
just in front.
Dude. I mean,
This
if you
family's
ever go to
loaded.
Paris, fuck, like no chance of finding a hotel like that ever.
Unless you have, it's like $1,000 a night.
Also,
right?
100%. 100%. The uncle
Mm-hmm.
did not pay for that shit ever. He didn't even pay for the fucking pizza.
Oh, the uncle was terrible.
The uncle, like, he gets in the plane. He's like, yeah, more champagne. Just pour more champagne.
The champagne's
as you
free,
walked
right?
in,
Yeah.
yeah, the champagne's
and then while Kevin's mom is actually overreacting,
Over you.
reacting.
while she's reacting to her forgetting his son at home, he's like, "Hey, I forgot my reading glasses at home."
Didn't
this-
catch
this
that.
Wait, when did he
I
say that?
didn't
Are you
catch
serious?
that.
I swear he said that. He's like, "Hey, I forgot my reading glasses at home," and the mom's like, "Are you kidding me?"
What do you think was the perception that the kids had on the old man? Like, what do you think about that perception?
That's interesting. I actually want to talk about that as well. But what do you mean exactly?
When you're asking me,
What do you mean by that?
what I mean is like, why did you think the kids saw him like that? And like, what was the actual like version of the old man that we saw?
That whole the whole thing with the old man is a very don't judge a book by its cover type thing, because it's sad that they just see this old man who's clearly sad and depressed, and he's just doing his thing, and instead of maybe the kids trying to go up to him and cheer him up or converse with him, they just made up this whole story of how he's like a killer.
He murdered his family. I mean, the way it sounds like in the movie, like it's as if like it was a rumor that went around for a while, because he says like, oh, there are rumors about me that simply aren't true or whatever.
The old man said that.
Yeah, in the church.
That's
To be honest, that's such a buzz thing to do as well, because he's
He
literally
killed an old
trying.
man.
He's literally trying to look cool, and he's like, "Yeah, he
For his
kills
girlfriend.
people
for his girlfriend.
I have no idea because he's like, yeah, he kills people, puts it in the bucket. The bucket turns into salt.
But the rumors
Puts
are
the salt all
going
over.
around everywhere though. He's not the one who created them. Clearly, apparently,
No, I
because
think I'm pretty sure Buzz created.
But
that
the
rumor.
old man said, "Don't believe the rumors that are floating around."
Bro, what kind of rumor is a human turning into salt and the salt turning into mummies?
Maybe he just said
That's
that.
literally a
'cause he's
childish
the-
No,
rumor.
for sure, maybe, but it's like it's still floating. Let's say Buzz started it. It's still floating around. It came from somewhere. This.
But
and
why
it's,
would you?
popular.
But why would
People
you think?
believe this?
But why would you think people would start rumors like that about someone? Not just to, but
Because
beyond.
he's an outcast.
Well, beyond just trying to destroy the person.
Because he's an outcast. They
Like-
they don't feel comfortable. Like I guess.
And why do you think people like try to do that to outcasts?
It's a good question. It's like getting really deep right now.
To make the story
But actually,
spicy.
before do you mind? I just want to say something before we continue. I believe the rumors, and I'm gonna tell you why. This man's first of all, okay, he knows about them. Like how does rumors about a man like that get to him? First of all, second, when he showed up at the grocery store with a bloody hand and just stared for no fucking reason, why was his hand bloody? Why was he staring at him like that? And third, he creeped into the guy's house and almost murdered the robbers with the shovel that they were talking about.
Well, no, technically, he didn't.
He
murder
has
them.
experience.
No.
I believe this.
No,
Yes. Yes, he's killed people with that shovel.
I will be disagreeing with you in the last part. The first part, yes, I completely understand because who the fuck has a bloody hand and goes to the store like, oh yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
That's
No, but
me.
like in front of him too. And if he's that
But-
nice, why would he cut in front of him
But
like that?
to be honest, like on the second part, I'm gonna have to agree with Chris what he said maybe 10-15 minutes ago, stating that he heard some noise, went to get an object.
Okay,
and
let's
he's
say
like,
that's the
okay.
case. The shovel.
Yes.
Well, he
That's
shovels
he shovels
every
so-
night.
Yeah, exactly.
He salts the paths.
Okay, that's fine.
And he had heard a noise,
But he still
and-
looked like he had experience. I'm sus. I think
Well,
he's
if you
sus.
if you
How
s-
hard is
know
it to
well,
aim
look
a
at it this
shovel?
way, right? Look at it this way, right? Just like how Ray had the staff early on in episode 7, she managed to use a lightsaber at the end because they're similar weapons. Jesus.
Ray William Johnson.
Shut up, bitch!
No, but the old man is portrayed as saving Kevin, but I think you have something over there. By the way, I still think you have something, because the way he actually stares
The
at
way.
kids is
But that's what I mean.
something.
But unless it's more like the cinematography and how they're trying to capture how kids view the world again. So it's like maybe he didn't actually do this and like fucking stare at the kid the way he did. Maybe that was just his perception of it, of like the situation. But if it was actually the way he acted, that's kind of fucked up. But no, anyways. But yeah, going back to your philosophical point.
Why are people outcasted in the first place?
I think people are just bored. They like to create interesting situations out of something for their own entertainment. So they just saw a man who looks, I don't say depressed, but clearly lonely. So he's not smiling much, and we understand that, like after that he doesn't have contact with his own son anymore. So that's very depressing. So he's just like a lone wolf, and the kids just see him being alone and doing his thing, and he has nothing to do. So he salts his path every night, and they're just trying to make an entertaining story out of it.
yeah, to
Every
be honest, perfect.
every time I think of people who would bully kids in school, or like kids who just didn't even do anything, they weren't even necessarily, they wouldn't do anything or to be weird. Maybe, I don't know. People just felt the need to create an entertaining a situation for themselves, so they would just outcast people for the hell of
I'm
it.
gonna throw a curveball. Do you
don't know if I
guys
explained
think?
it correctly.
Do you guys think?
Yeah,
that-
I understand. Like you're saying, basically, like people bully people because
because it's
But
cool.
also to hide their insecurities.
yeah,
I think that's the main
Yes.
reason is because they're afraid of something about themselves, that they feel like they're different and they want to feel normal, so that they make fun of other people to make them feel like outcasts, so that they feel
they're
more
they're
secure about
therefore
themselves.
seen as more normal towards like a,
Yeah.
a,
No, but I
a
totally
larger-
agree with Anita though. 100%.
No, I'm gonna agree with you as well, but I'm gonna throw a curveball for this movie. I think
I swear to
old
God, bro.
man. Oh, I swear to God. I think the old man is portrayed as an old man, but in my opinion, he's a little kid at heart. That, as you said, Anita, he got bullied when he was a kid. and he was in Kevin's shoes when he was little. And I think Kevin, if this hadn't happened to Kevin, I think Kevin would have ended up exactly like this old man. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, he's old and lonely mainly because he got disassociated from his family.
Yes.
So like his son disassociated with him because of like some disagreement they had.
And as we saw, the mother was having a disagreement with Kevin right before they actually left.
Ooh.
That disagreement was crazy. Imagine how pissed you have to be towards your family as a kid to like tell your mom like I never want to see you again, or I never want to see anyone.
I feel like
from
we've
this
all said
family.
something similar to that at some point in our lives, where we were like, "Oh, I don't want
I
to see
haven't.
you anymore." I remember.
I've never said that to my
I feel like
mommy.
at one point I've like threatened to run away.
I've never said that to my mommy. I really love my parents. Unlike somebody in this table.
Like that?
So random.
I know. The topic was so serious too.
That's a very interesting point
Yeah.
you just made though about the disagreement that they had and like how. Yeah, I like that actually.
That was a great review in my disagreement, Aran. Thank you so much.
I think the reason why they kind of outcast him is because they're afraid, which is the obvious reason.
Afraid
That's
of
the very
him.
Afraid of him because usually outcasts are people who like aren't necessarily normal and therefore like are threatening the normal like social order.
I have to disagree with you there though, because I feel like they became afraid from the rumors starting because you look at him differently.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's like the reason why the rumors were started were because someone was afraid of him.
No, that's where I'm disagreeing with you. I don't think anybody was afraid. I think going back to Anita's and my point is the fact that maybe someone was like feeling insecure about themselves or just felt like bringing others down, and they saw this man that was like sort of like, I don't want to say crippled state, but like the state he was in, like
Ballsy.
lonely and like whatever, and so like they just decided to make a story out of it, and then from there people started.
But it's
To fear him.
curiosity as well at the same time. Because
yeah.
if you actually see somebody who is firstly alone in his house, at a very good neighborhood, of course, and of course, why am I saying of course a lot?
Of course.
He's alone in his house, and he has a lot of scars all over his body. So like his hands, you can see it, some on his face as well. What is going to happen in the end? People are actually going to try to find out what happened to this guy. Why is he like this? Why is he
What's from all the victims
doing
that
this?
he's,
Why is he always shoveling the snow every single night with salt
And pepper.
and mummies?
Salt, pepper, and mummies. That should be a band. Sorrow. No, I think it's still because mainly the
Somebody's
reason why
afraid.
people are outcasted or because of like the fear of them breaking the social norms,
Yeah.
right? So it's usually people are like, oh, he's weird. What does weird mean? It means like someone who's off brand, who's off like the main
Yes.
social cast. So for example, people who are weird, they're often dressed like emos, right? Because
The big boots that he had.
yeah, like or
What were those boots,
We're
man?
currently
Yeah,
gonna say
those
that,
boots.
By the way, emos are not.
and he never
actually
tied
weird.
them. He never tied those boots because he only
Yeah, that was so weird.
You can do a link between the
see. That's why he's
untied
not a murderer.
shoelaces.
That's why he's not a murderer because he never tied his shoes. A murderer would tie his shoes.
Where's the link there?
Because
Wait, hold on a second. I think Anita's onto something though. What were you gonna say?
The untied shoelaces on his boots we can link that to Kevin not being able to tie his laces.
What the fuck? Oh, okay. What are you guys talking about? You guys think this guy's a murderer?
No, going
because
back.
he didn't tie his shoes?
Going back to
what
what
you
you
said.
said about Kevin turning up like him if they didn't resolve the issue.
Hello.
Yo, that's like big brain.
Where was that
that's
stream
that's
from, by
wait.
the
That's
way?
what?
Big brain. Oh,
Very, very
stop.
large brain.
Oh man.
Was that from Marv screaming? Was that from when he actually stepped on a nail?
No, that's from the spider.
That's from
Oh,
that's from
yes.
the
No, when he stepped on stepped on the nail. No, when he had the spider on his face.
yes,
did
yes, you're.
When he stepped on the nail, he went.
I love that. I love that one, to be honest. Also, that was like perfect.
I
That was-
love
yeah.
I love how when he was going up the tar steps, every step he went up, like he
Like,
was
removed.
losing something. He was
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was gonna say. Like on the Taurus steps, like it was perfectly placed for the nail. Also, how do you not see?
it was probably painted black too.
It's pitch dark.
But
That too.
especially like when he was crawling out the window, it's like he made it so obvious that he's like looking around but not looking where he's gonna step. He's like,
Yeah.
ah!
Yeah,
It's like,
that was like bad acting from Marv.
well, no,
Like
it's,
the
From
it's
Mark?
not his fault, bro.
Wait, from
The
Mark?
Marky Moo.
No, no,
Marky-
it's not his fault. I think like
Oh,
he
hi,
played
Mark.
it out the way he had to. It's just the writers didn't think of like how awkward that might look. That the robber wasn't looking at where he was stepping. You know.
That when he crawled from the window and he stepped on the ornaments, but then he kept stepping on the ornaments instead of just like jumping
Yeah.
past
Going
the
past.
ornaments.
That was very funny.
I'm like, what are you doing?
He's like, shit, I'm stuck.
When Harry gets his fucking head blown off
Oh,
Yeah.
with the blowtorch.
Yeah.
oh, bro, I don't know
Oh
how Harry
fuck!
did not
Oh, when
die.
he like opens it and just waits.
Huh?
Ah! It's
He
like
just
while it's
stays
still
there.
burning.
And he's like standing there for like 5 seconds with the blow. Like, if something like that happened to me, like, bro, like,
Reflex.
We talked about earlier how it was like don't judge a book by its cover,
yes,
and you notice how like at the beginning of the movie one of the robbers was a cop,
Mm-hmm.
that's very true.
and the car that they
Oh,
used was like a mechanic, not a mechanic, it was like an electronics
Like a
repair
repair-
thing.
Plumber,
to the-
plumber,
plumber.
and
Yeah.
something else.
Yes.
Yeah, so like he had like he was dressed up as the cop and he had the gold tooth
Yeah. Mm.
and all that.
Mhm.
He didn't. I don't even think he had a cop car outside. He just like walked in.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
he
didn't
just
have-
walked into the house. To be honest, he didn't have a cop car. He didn't have anything like that,
Mhm.
as you
Yeah.
said. I was also gonna mention like outcasts. I was gonna mention how the old man was an outcast in the movie. Kevin was actually an outcast, like the old man. He was like getting bullied by his own family. So since
Since I think the whole movie, I think, was more about like conquering fear than anything else.
Mhm.
Like if you look at it, well, there were a lot of scenes where the characters had to like conquer their own fears. Like so, for example, Kevin at the beginning, he had to conquer the fear of like being robbed or whatever. So like that's how he set up.
Going in the attic, going in the basement,
beating
going
the shit out of the
grocery
robbers,
shopping,
Yeah.
running away from the cops.
running with clubs.
What was it?
That's a fear
defending
for
his
every
defending his
person
house.
ever.
Did you guys notice any other?
While I was defending his house.
No. Just in general, like any other people, or yeah, even just
Oh,
Kevin, like conquering his fear.
No, never mind.
The uncle, his fear of spending money.
The pizza. My brother will pay for that. My brother's very rich.
Like
He
he's
shall
covering
pay.
the whole
When-
fucking trip. Can't cover the pizza.
When you give Kevin anything but a cheese pizza,
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
That's why he ordered his own and then shot the delivery man.
Oh, shit.
that's Auden's favorite pizza too, right?
Cheese pizza is actually fucking nice.
I like the cheese
It's
pizza.
my favorite.
Chris, what's your favorite?
Wait,
pizza?
you like cheese pizza,
Yeah.
but you don't like cheese?
What?
He doesn't even like
don't
cheese.
like
I don't like plain cheese.
like
Like
Oh,
if
you're
you put a
weird.
block of
No,
cheese
you're
on,
weird.
in front of me on a plate, why? What's enjoyable about that?
Charcuterie
dude?
board,
It's
bro.
disgusting.
Are you a guy?
Charcuterie. It's fucking ass, dude. I don't know how you guys stand it. Like the stench of the cheese makes me want to puke.
Why are you fighting over?
There's no cheese.
There's no cheese.
There's no cheese. Bro, cheese. Have you ever seen Ratatouille? When he eats that
Bro,
cheese, like this,
When I was a
and
kid,
then
I used to
grape?
love
Oh,
fucking what was it called? Oh my gosh,
Ratatouille?
no,
Baby Bills.
no,
Baby girls.
oh my gosh, Thing and Gromit,
Wallace and
Wallace and Gromit. I
I've
used to love what?
No, it's just I've heard this story 800 times.
What do you mean 800 times? I said it once.
I've never heard
okay?
this story before. Please.
Anyways, I used to love watching that
Who?
and the Wallace and Gromit.
never watched
They're-
that.
It's amazing. Stop motion. Anyways, the main character, he has an obsession with eating cheese, and they make it look so good.
Oh.
So I'm like, as a
Okay, now
kid,
I
I was
gotta
like, yo,
watch
I
it.
have to fucking take a bite of this shit, you know?
Yeah,
like
but
of a block of cheese. I asked my mom if she has, and she only had like the slices, and I took one, and I swear to you, I almost puked.
Hey, yo, ma,
And
you got a block of cheese.
to this
with-
day, To this day, Aren has not conquered his fear of.
I've tried it. No, I tried it again. Like a few years later, I'm like, nah, this is not for me.
Auden is not.
Kevin having a fear of being home alone. His mom Kevin's mom having the fear of leaving his kid home alone. Aren having the fear of cheese. Marv having the fear of spiders. What else do we want? This is a perfect movie. You need to have your own movie now.
There's a scene that I want to discuss. When he went to see
No.
like Santa, but all knowing he's the fake Santa, but also thinking that this fake Santa works for the real Santa.
And wait, go on,
Like,
go on.
imagine like if a kid watches this movie and like sees this whole scene happening, is that gonna ruin their perception of Santa? There's that, but also like Kevin at age being 8 years old and already knowing that how to recognize a fake Santa, because I feel like when we were kids, every Santa's Santa. Like one.
Yes.
I figured
just
that out
goes
very
around.
early on.
No.
I did as well,
My
but-
parents
You
made
did
it
not
clear
have a
to
good
me-
childhood.
Man, no, dude,
It's a
your
joke,
parents
it's a
didn't
joke.
tell you that the Santa in the shopping mall was not the actual one. You didn't notice as a kid that every year
Wait,
was a
what?
different Santa. The Santa Claus that was at a shopping mall that you would go take pictures with, you would think that that was the real Santa every time.
Because
As a kid.
when they tell you
I
the
still
Santa
think that.
moves,
I still think, like, how gullible were you?
God damn.
Stop being a fucking dick, okay?
No, I'm bad.
But do you want to get up? Do you want to get up right now? Okay, no, never mind. Don't get up. You're
I
kind of
found
tall.
that whole scene very cute. And, like there was this whole thing of he's still a kid, like going to see Santa to make his like dreams and wish come true, but like being independent and walking to this place.
Hold
alone.
on. What was his dream?
He just wanted his family back. He's like, take away
And
all
how
the
did
toys and everything.
And how did that sound to Santa?
Oh, that's true. That's
He
true.
just wanted to go home.
Wow.
He's
like,
He's
"Bruh,
like, all right, I'll check.
leave me
Alright.
alone, you fucking orphan.
No,
okay?"
how did I?
He gave him Tic Tacs.
Here, have a Tic Tac.
Be on
like a
your way.
Tic Tac commercial
He
right
had.
away.
It's true. He just went in his own car.
That was an
He
advertisement,
drove
yeah.
off, and he wasn't even like, maybe I should lift this kid back somewhere.
I mean, his car could probably not even drive.
Yeah, he literally like
you wouldn't
tries
be
to
doing
turn on
him
his
a
car.
favor.
He's like, son of a... And then it just cuts out to something else. You guys don't remember that?
No.
Santa,
I don't remember him
literally
saying
says,
Oh, yeah.
son of a, but I remember him reacting in the car.
Ah, dang
Like he
it,
tried moving it, it like
son of
shifted
a
bit.
jerk. So here's my final question, Auden. How will you conquer your fear of cheese and of roller coasters?
Ooh.
We went
I will-
on
You have a
roller
fear of roller coasters?
That listen, I have a fear of roller coasters.
You're tall.
What does that mean?
That means like you're further from the ground. That's already a roller coaster. And plus you
I'm not afraid of heights. I'm not afraid of heights. I'm
but like
afraid
it's the
of roller
same thing.
coasters.
But it's
no,
it's literally the
Auden.
same
I'm
thing.
afraid of the speed, dude.
Auden,
But
That
the-
shit fucking.
Auden, if you want to conquer your fears,
All you have to do is believe.
I mean, that's what Kevin said to the old guy at the church.
That's true.
Believe, yeah.
yeah. So
Or
like
just
one.
get
Oh yeah,
robbed,
yeah. So
I think.
So I wanted to. So the question was like what were the other characters when they conquered their fear?
What were their fears, or what did they do? When
What were their fears, and did they conquer him? And if so, how did they conquer him?
Did the other characters have
Yeah,
fears?
yeah.
Well, like the old man, we still don't know if he picked up the phone and called his son.
Well,
don't
we
know.
do.
Yes,
we do know
yes,
that.
we do know that.
It's literally at the end.
Oh yes, when the family came. Sorry, I was busy at that part.
Hey yo.
I think like the one character that's coming to mind is like the mom. I guess it's more like developing trust in Kevin. It's not really a fear. It's more just like being worried that he won't be able to handle himself.
Well, that's a fear. Yeah.
Well, to be honest, like the mom.
The one guy you guys are not mentioning.
Wait, don't tell me.
Buzz?
I wanna think.
No,
my
not
homie
Buzz.
Buzz.
Not the dad.
Also,
No. It's fucking.
Oh.
He was
How?
afraid. He was afraid of heights, right? Because when they were doing the zip line.
Fucking
That's
hell.
To the
very true.
fucking-
That's very true. He was also afraid of the spiders. and
Okay,
was
so is
beating
that your
shit out
tip?
of-
Is basically your
No, it's a
homies
human
are supposed
spider.
to, your homies are supposed to shout at you and say, "Don't be a fucking pussy, do it."
Yeah, exactly.
Peer pressure.
Nice.
We love that.
I mean,
Adam's gonna beat me up after this video.
shock therapy, the most effective.
Exactly. That's how they
Yeah.
fuck around with dogs. Okay. Anyway.
Anyway.
Okay. Have you guys ever slipped on ice?
Yes, I've actually had my.
That
tongue
is
on ice.
Anita's biggest fear.
Have you
No
slipped
way.
on ice?
Yeah, I have, of course, and that's how it became my biggest fear. Shock therapy didn't work. You have to push me on ice now, and I'll get over it.
Can you go like skating?
Yeah, no, I've skated so much when I was younger. I do now. We went a couple times, but like
Yeah.
I'm so rusty. But I hate it.
Have you been to the Centennial Park,
No.
the ring? Anyways, there's a part where it, like goes down, and Anita's always like,
It's
like,
the
like-
the lack of control about ice that I hate.
and
That's
roller
literally
coasters.
Auden and kid roller coaster ride.
You have no control when you're walking on ice.
Yeah,
Barely.
Yeah.
that's the best part.
Bruh.
It's all core. You have to work your core to maintain that
Yeah,
balance.
you go to twist. You have to walk like this.
What about you, Auden? Have you ever slipped on ice? No, I'm perfect.
I mean, obviously, but who hasn't?
We live in Montreal.
What
Really?
was your worst part? Like, what was the worst time that you actually?
Like, what was the
slipped on
worst
It
one?
wasn't
Like, what was the
me,
worst
but
one?
my aunt slipped on ice once and fell on her back, and a few years later, she was like literally paralyzed, and now she can't walk normally anymore.
ice? What happened to this podcast? Home Alone.
Don't slip on ice.
That's your aunt.
I mean, they slipped on ice all over the movie, right?
Yeah,
Like who was it? Harry slipped really hard,
Mhm.
like
Before
2-3
getting the
times
doorknob.
before getting into the
he
door.
did a fucking like full on backflip.
Because he couldn't swear.
So much happened, and like they robbed so many other houses. Like this
Yeah.
one, you had like obviously issues and obstacles. They could have just said like, you know what, let's not. But they were so vengeful against the kid that they just kept
This
going.
goes back to ambition though, because they were they were like because he mentioned he's like the whole point we
Like,
actually
slap
came
him.
to this neighbor was because of that house.
It's true, because the first time that he saw it, what do you say? Is like this is the house that made him start want to rob this neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, imagine trying to play a game and then you're like, oh, I'm not gonna beat it. I'm good, thanks. It's kind of like trying to not go for the biggest prize.
Yeah,
It's like
Right.
trying to play soccer, but then not trying to beat it in the World Cup.
Yeah, but sorry, but like, there's better houses around. Like, I'm sorry. Yes, it's a huge house and everything, but like,
No, they're not better houses.
Firstly-
It's the best house on the street.
they're the best house on the street. Yes, but as Anita said as well, like that was his goal to rob this house. And before saying, after saying that, while they were robbing another house, the Florida house, they can actually they say that they're the best robbers in like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
did they?
Yeah,
Maybe.
they're the best robbers in the world.
Okay, I thought
So
Not in the world.
That area. Or
Yeah,
That
in
area.
the area or anything like
Oh, that
whatever the fuck it
block.
was.
Like that.
Yes.
we are the
block.
best.
How many
we are
are
the
there?
I
best
run this
robbers on this block. Like the only ones.
What I found interesting was after the guy flooded it, the other person, he's like how sick he was for flooding the house, as if they didn't rob the house.
Yeah. He's like, yeah.
You're so sick.
No. She means sick. Like what the fuck? Like what's wrong with you for?
Like you're a
like
flooding
scumbag
the
for
house?
flooding the house.
Yeah,
That's
literally.
so awful. As if
Also,
they
all the
didn't rob
police
the
actually
house.
found that they were the ones robbing the house because of Marv and his stupidities, because he was flooding literally every single house right
So they
after.
could have been arrested for one.
They
set of
literally could
robberies.
have. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Now they're getting life in prison, but apparently there's a Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. So they
Coming
got
out
like
in theaters.
3 years. They literally got 1 year in prison.
Yeah, let's talk about the.
By the way,
No, that they
jury
escaped.
system.
they escaped.
They escaped.
They escaped.
You're telling me those you're
It took them
we are
1
led to
year?
believe that these robbers escaped
A Chicago,
fucking prison.
a Chicago prison.
It
Well,
can't
yeah,
be a
that's why-
Was
that's
it
why
a
it's
Chicago
sh-
prison?
Well, they were in
I
Chicago.
bet you
Then why are
Marv
they in New
dropped the
York?
soap like at least 10 times in the first week.
and then he went.
Once I actually did fall on ice while I was skating. Well, I was trying to skate like doing like serpents on one foot, and I just lost my balance and I completely
Bruh.
fucking fell on my face, and one of my teeth actually.
How old
Wait,
were you?
How old
My
were you?
tooth literally fell.
Like your baby tooth or your
Uh,
actual?
no, like my actual adult tooth.
How old
like,
were you?
fell out.
Do you?
No, I don't have a fake. Like it's some.
It's in
I'm
the
guessing
back.
I'm guessing it's a baby tooth. I don't even know,
Okay.
to be
They
honest.
stuck it back.
I don't even know, to be. I was like 14. That was
Oh,
bad. Yeah, I was like, oh shit, oh my god, and then I see my mom running. Sevan, are you okay? I'm like, okay, bro, like I'm chilling, bro. Don't worry. Yeah, literally.
Your mom was like the cop in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Flintlock wood.
Thank you guys for watching. It's been really fun. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Holidays. Next week is going to be a week off, but I'm still going to be working on a few things. The following week, we are like for the New Year's, we are going to do another show. It's going to be really fun. I'm sure Auden is very excited for that one.
Sin City wasn't.
So thank you guys for watching, and as always.